For what feels like forever, the big question about AI has been, hey, is it going to take my job? But you know what? What if that's just the wrong question entirely? Today, we're going to dig into a much more powerful idea, AI not as a replacement, but as a real, genuine partner. Let's see how this new kind of collaboration is already shaking things up. So, to really get what this partnership looks like, let's start with a problem that is deeply, deeply human. Take a look at this number, 85%. That is the percentage of employees who say they have to deal with conflict at work every single year. It's stressful, it's draining, and it's something we've always assumed needs a purely human touch to solve. But does it?
Okay, so what happens when you bring AI into that messy human situation? Well, with just humans doing the mediating, the success rate is around 68%. Not too shabby. But look at this jump. When you create a hybrid team, an AI assistant working alongside a human mediator, that success rate leaps to 82%. That's a huge, huge improvement.
And that stunning result in something as personal as conflict resolution, well, it shows us something pretty profound. AI isn't just some threat we need to manage. It can be an incredibly powerful ally, even in places we thought were exclusively our turf.
I mean, this is clear evidence that AI is so much more than a tool for boring, repetitive tasks. It can actually collaborate with us on the really complex, personal, and strategic challenges, from mediating fights to analyzing how a team works together. The capability, it's already here.
And that brings us to the absolute heart of our explainer today. This is the pivot point. We've been talking about what AI is capable of, but now let's talk about what we as actual workers want it to do. And believe me, the answer might surprise you.
So to figure this out, researchers went straight to the source. They talked to thousands of workers across more than 100 different jobs, and they asked them a simple question: what parts of your job would you actually like to hand over to an AI?
And this one quote just perfectly nails the feeling that came up over and over again. It's not about slacking off or avoiding work. It's about being able to refocus on the stuff that really matters, the work that needs our creativity, our strategy, and that human connection. It's about augmentation, not abdication.
So what's the why behind all this? Well, the data is crystal clear. The number one reason workers want AI's help, by a huge margin, 69%, is to free up their time. Right after that is getting rid of repetitive tasks and improving the quality of their work. See, people aren't asking to be replaced, they're asking for a better toolkit so they can do their best work.
Okay, so we know what workers want. But here's the million-dollar question. Is that where all the money and the research are actually going? This is where we start to uncover this fascinating and honestly slightly worrying disconnect in the world of AI development.
To really understand this disconnect, researchers created this fantastic framework they call the Desire Capability Landscape. It's pretty simple, actually. It just plots what workers want on one axis against what AI can do right now on the other. And this gives us 4 key zones for any task you can think of. Now, the 2 most important zones to get are these. The green light zone, that's the sweet spot. Workers want it, the tech is ready. Go for it. But the red light zone, that's the danger area. The tech is totally ready, but workers just don't want it. And trying to force AI in here can cause all sorts of problems.
So with that framework in your head, where do you think a huge chunk of AI investment is actually going? Get ready for this number, 41%. That's right, a staggering 41% of AI investment is being poured into those red light and low priority areas. These are the very tasks that workers have little to no interest in automating. This is what we mean by the great mismatch. A massive amount of time and money is being spent building AI that people don't actually want or need. So how in the world do we fix this mismatch? Well, we need a totally new way to think about the relationship between us and AI. It's not this binary choice, human or machine. We need to think of it as a spectrum. And that's where something called the Human Agency Scale, or HAS for short, comes in. It's a simple but really powerful idea that changes the entire conversation from automation to collaboration. It measures the ideal level of human partnership for any given task. The scale runs all the way from H1, where the AI is basically in charge of everything, up to H5, where the task is pretty much impossible without a human being constantly involved. And right in the middle, at H3, you've got a true equal partnership. So the real question is, where on the scale do most people want to work with AI?
The answer is pretty striking. It's smack dab in the middle. Across 45% of all the occupations they studied, the most desired level of interaction was H3, equal partnership. This is a profound finding. Workers across a huge range of jobs aren't looking for a replacement, they're looking for a collaborator.
So, if the future really is about collaborating with AI, not being replaced by it, what does that actually mean for our skills? What abilities are going to be the most valuable in this new world of work?
And you can literally see the shift happening right here. On the left, you've got the skills that are highly valued today. Analyzing data, processing information, tasks that AI is getting scary good at. But on the right, those are the skills of tomorrow, the ones defined by high human agency, talking to people, coordinating teams, and motivating others.
What this all means is that as AI takes on more of the analytical heavy lifting, the skills that become truly priceless are the ones that are uniquely human. Our ability to connect, to empathize, to lead, and to provide that strategic, big-picture oversight, that becomes our greatest asset. So ultimately, we just need to reframe this entire conversation. AI is coming, and yeah, it will change things. But the real power isn't in fearing it. It's in figuring out the absolute best way to collaborate with it. The future of work isn't human versus machine, it's human with machine. And that partnership, that's something we get to define.